In 1923, the University of Alabama offered Wade their head coaching position. What they got was an iron disciplinarian who immediately transformed the culture of Alabama football. Wade's players called him the Bear.
We ride with legends, we roll with pride. From Wade to Saban, the Crimson Tide. 18 rings, the record's clear. Dynasty built year after year. We teach the past, we preach the now. We break it down, show you how. From Bryant's grit to Bama's roll, we stomp the field and on the score. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Basketball's rise, so it leads the way. Final four dreams in full display. Gymnastics flips with flawless grace. Champions born in every space. We honor hustle, we praise the grind. Every sport, every tight mind. From hardwood heat to balance beam. We rep the red, we rep the team. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. We don't just talk, we educate. Breaking down plays, we elevate Heisman runs and draft day fame. We know the stats, we name the game. Rivals tremble when down is near. We bring the facts, we bring the fear. The same just hype its legacy. The tide rolls deep in history. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. So tune in loud, let the story unfold. Of crimson fire and heart so bold. We shine the light on every wind. From past to present we dive in. This show's for fans who bleed that red. Who know the names, the paths they tread. We're not just proud, we're certified. The voice, the pulse of Crimson Tide. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove.
Roll Tide, roll, Alabama fans. Welcome to TightSports, the Alabama football megacast. Thank you for joining me today. Tide Nation, lock me in and let's talk about your Crimson Tide, the greatest dynasty that the world's ever seen. Now, I'm telling you, there were a lot of great dynasties in the country of China, but I don't think there's ever been anything like the Crimson Tide. I don't know. Genghis Khan, we probably catch an L messing with the Crimson Tide. That's in my opinion. But before we get rolling, share power with the brother and drop that thing right on that doggone subscribe button. As you settle in, we are making a march to 1,000. Gotta get to 1,000, folks. We gotta get to 1,000. Welcome to my TikTok crowd. Gotta get to 1,000 because 999 just won't do. And remember, if I successfully stimulate the happy juice in your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, please remember to let the algorithm know what's going on and poke that like button right in the eye. Folks, let's get started. It's been a big week. Grab your shakers, settle in. Spring ball is officially underway at the University of Alabama. I'm talking about this. Y'all smell that? If you smell it, it smells like championship. They got championship intent around there right now, and that's what I want to hear. Man, we're transitioning into year 3 of Coach Caleb, the Coach Caleb DeBoer era. I call it the real beginning of the board domination, because people like, oh, y'all don't feel off, y'all ain't nothing, y'all suck. Hey, if you aren't fired up about what's going on at University of Alabama, you may need to check your pulse, because the Crimson Tide is loading up to conquer everybody this season. But first, we got to address the tale of the GOAT. The GOAT went to Washington, y'all. Yeah, let's quickly dive head first into it. Nick Saban went up to Washington, D.C. and has a thing to say. Let me get this doggone background out of here. I think I got to find some different background music. It's like I'm on NBC Sports back in 1985. Anyway, Nick Saban.
Thank you. But I come here today with a question.
Yep, got a question.
What are the guiding principles for the future of college athletics? All athletics. Yeah. I'm talking about football, basketball, Olympic sports, revenue, non-revenue, it doesn't matter. You know, my goal as a coach for my players, for our players, was to help them be more successful in life, that we would create an atmosphere and environment that would help them through personal development, academic support, 668 degrees and 17 years at Alabama, and help them develop a career as a football player. That was our goal, so that they were creating value in life and we were preparing them for their future past athletics.
Right.
So what happened? You know, in this current system that we have, that became impossible to do.
Right.
Because people, instead of making decisions about creating value for their future, they were making decisions about how much money could they make at whichever school they could go to or transfer to. So I think we have a challenge here today about the ramifications of this current system, on how it helps players be successful in their future, and how we can impact and create a system that will help and preserve the opportunity for student athletes to be able to have success in their future beyond athletics. So we need to develop an effective system of revenue sharing, authentic name, image, and likeness. Authentic being you have marketing value, which now we have collectives, which just create opportunities, which just become pay for play. Eligibility issues where we have guys playing 6, 7, and 8 years. So you have 25 and 26-year-old people playing against 18 and 19-year-olds, which is not healthy.
Awesome.
Transfer rules. We have over 4,000 people in the portal. Fans don't like it. Support groups don't like it. It's not really healthy for players in graduation to transfer several times in your career. You really put yourself in a pickle in terms of your ability to graduate. So I think we need to come up with a system, and we obviously have to do it with the president's leadership and also with Congress probably, whether it's antitrust legislation or whatever it is, to allow student athletes in all sports, including women's and Olympic sports, to enhance their quality of life while going to college, but still provide opportunity to advance themselves beyond their athletic career, which is what the philosophy of college athletics and getting a college education has always been about. And how much does anybody talk about getting an education anymore? Nobody talks about it at all, which is the most important thing any of these student athletes can do in terms of enhancing their future.
Right. Woo! Nick Saban down there putting it down, letting everybody know that, you know, now, there's one thing about it. He took a trip to Pennsylvania Avenue, and listen closely. Coach Saban didn't retire and go fishing. You know what I'm saying? He retired, it seems like, to save the soul of the game we love. He stood in the White House, you know, on Friday, you know, with that Saving College Sports Roundtable, you know, looking at the council and the president of the United States right now, asking the question ain't nobody got the guts to ask. What are the guiding principles of the future of college athletics? Now, I've been all over the place. People talking about, he don't want players to get paid as he made all that money. No, this isn't about being, also, let me address this. This is bipartisan. There ain't no party. This is about, you know, being a realist in a world where 19-year-olds are being offered $12 million before they even, I don't know, step one foot in the class. You know what I'm saying? That's where we are. A lot of people don't like it. I personally have a problem with it. But you need to know your way around the quad at the school before you start collecting millions of dollars, I imagine. But we're talking about, you know, a bipartisan push for revenue sharing and collective bargaining agreement, because he said that. See, I've been saying that from the beginning, but I ain't nobody. I admit that. Compared to Coach Nick Saban, about that big. Nick Saban, this big. Me, that big. I've been saying it. But here's what I know. The system, the current system, is not a system. It's a Category 5 hurricane. that's tearing the roof off the big house. The money keep going up. Schools keep filing for bankruptcy. They're not going to have no money. But see, he said collective bargaining. But in the back of my mind, knowing academics, administration like I know them, they know they're not playing the doggone. He said all athletes, revenue or non-revenue. Now, I'm surprised they didn't escort him out the room right there, because that means that guy over there, the worst person on the golf team or the best person on the golf team, he gets paid. The worst lady on the tennis team, she gets paid. The lady who always we hate to put her up as a reliever on the softball team, she gets paid. The person over here that's always getting all the rebounds, getting fouled, and can't shoot over 30%, he gets paid. Coach Saban stood out and said loud what nobody's talking about. He said nobody's talking about education anymore. And he's 100% right. But national standards show us that, a lot of males are not going to college because they ain't trying to get in that debt. That debt school is horrific. But he produced, 668 degrees in 17 years at Alabama. The man literally built a factor of success on and off the field. And it's, like I said, it extends way off the gridiron. People who didn't graduate from college still are talking about the things that Nick Saban did for them. But you know what? Maybe he's just a rare case. Maybe every coach that's still in the game ain't like him. Maybe the ones that kind of like left it and said, I can't do this, and left, they didn't want to help the students. I don't see no more retirement coaches sitting around there with him. I do see Tuberville talking about it every blue moon. But where the other older coaches, the coach from Villanova, where he at? Where he be? He just dipped. Now let's talk about the backlash, because I saw tweets, I saw headlines dragging the greatest to ever do it. Some people out here, some of you out here acting like the coach wants players to play for peanuts and a pat on the back, like in those days. No, but that's not what he said. If you actually listen to the words that are coming out of his mouth, he is advocating for authentic NIL and revenue sharing that actually protects players. I don't get it. I saw a viral post where they said that Trent Richardson, saying what he slammed Coach Saban, talking about he got $75,000 to sign with Alabama and $10,000 a month. And when I saw it, it caught my attention too. But it was a parody account. It was jerking our chains, folks. It was satire. People, fake news spreading faster than a blitzing linebacker back in 2012. And halfway across the world before it even gets a lie it spreads faster than the truth. Trent Richardson didn't say those things. I was shocked when I saw it. Said it to a couple friends of mine because it was shocking. But the fact is, so many people believe it shows exactly why we need the structure Saban is asking for. We're living in an era where fake quotes and pay-for-play collectives are replacing actual market value. And if we don't get a national law or collective bargaining agreement, because I don't know about a national law can cover all the bases the way a collective bargaining agreement would, but if we don't get that soon, the only thing left of college sports will be the ashes of the programs that couldn't keep up. You hear FSU was already saying FSU said they're in $473 million of debt. Rutgers said they've been going in debt every year in the doggone Big Ten. But I want to, give a massive shout out to Clinton Dix and Kristen Miller, who stepped up on social media in real life to defend the GOAT. Said it best. Coach Saban never said players shouldn't get paid. He supports it. He just wants structure. These are men who lived it. They breathed. They won rings in it with Coach Saban. And they know Saban cares about the man more than medals. Kristen Miller, he called it out plain. He said if Oregon has $40 million, over here, and your alma mater is scraping by with 20, parity is gone, folks. That's what we was talking about. That's why I hope Mr. Beast can shatter this whole thing. Rumored that he was going to put a bunch of money in the ECU. I hope he does it. $100 million? Yes, please. I like to see it. Personally, don't mean he going to beat the Crimson Tide. Going to take more than money to beat this Tide. I'm telling you. The game is broken. I listen to, go check him out. He's a lawyer. His name is Mitt Winter. I watch him every once. So I go to his post because he's in this NIL law thing, and he talks about all the rules, the NIL go, how this stuff ain't working. It's always getting challenged. They got 18 people right now going to arbitration over rejected deals. And if they go past arbitration, when they end up at court, who do you think will win? NCAA? When we get people getting, the regulations are not working because they're just quoted out by a bunch of people who want to put rules in place, trying to bypass a Supreme Court thing, man, a Supreme Court ruling. That's not going to work. We need a real salary cap, a way to ensure that Olympic sports and women's athletics don't get buried underneath the weight of the system that only values the highest bidder, because that's the thing. People have always said, if you pay players, we're not going to be able to pay for women's softball. They always go to the ladies and say, you want to get paid? Okay. It might be a reality just based on the amount of money we're talking about. The president announced he's dropping another executive order. I just want people to know, I guess you do your best, but even the first executive order really had little or no effect. And I don't know what effect this was going to have. And even with this new executive orders coming out, guess what? The lawyers are already lining up to sue. Somebody had to throw the challenge flag. Many are tired of the transfer portal free agency where 19-year-olds are making life decisions based off a bag of cash instead of a path to a degree or a career. I should say, or a career. But as a business major, hey, I went to school to make $1 million. If that had happened in 2 years, mission accomplished, versus the 12, 15 years it took me to make $1 million, you add it up over time. You get to $1 million. In my world, it's in ashes now. But I would have not have been offended though if I had gotten $1 million before I got to my senior year of college, because I would have been like, goals accomplished, holler at you later. But anyway, this is for the Crimson Tide, for the SEC, for every kid who's dreaming of wearing that jersey of pride, and not just the size of the check. We want our players played. We want them prepared for life after the whistle blows. And that only happens with this bipartisan reform and some kind of collective bargaining agreement that Coach Saban is talking about, what he's up there fighting for in Washington. So I'm all in on the mission because I love this team. I love this sport too much to watch it turn into a crazy semi-pro league with no heart, no history, because it can get bad. We just keep watching the Crimson Tide and we see some decent football every blue moon over the last couple of years. But it can get bad where, imagine all of the games look goofy. Just goofy. Whatever you think goofy is. Remember that, was that Georgia and Auburn? All the games look like that because it's like they struggling to get against each other. So it's time to stop the Twitter fingers, stop the uninformed criticism, and start listening to Coach Saban and others that have spent a lifetime turning teenagers into champions. So if you agree we need a real system, a real CBA, a real future for college athletics, hit that like button, subscribe to TightSports, leave a comment, tell everybody about it, follow me over here on TikTok for the crazy stuff I'll be doing. We want to get this ship steered correctly because I'm telling you, we've always talked about having a mega conference. Oh, the top 50 teams, they ought to just get together and just have a conference by themselves, the top 50. The way this is going, if the FBS may just have a top 50, a lone top 50, and everybody else going to be playing some D1 double, it's going to be 50 teams. And then how do you compete with the NFL? They got 32 teams. I don't know. I just don't know how that works out. But getting to the topic of the hour, we're talking about spring training. I love spring training. It's time to get it done. Let's not get crazy though. I seen some stuff, one day of practice and people talking about, oh, the Tide's looking good. Anyway, I saw the tapes. I saw the same tapes of everybody. I didn't see not one person get tackled on those tapes. I didn't see an interception. I don't even remember seeing a doggone pass call. I saw some passes thrown. But anyway, after some recent growing pains, the expectations remain the same. National title or bust at this time. I can't even say national title. We can win the SEC championship. That'd be great. And get back into the playoffs. We got all these transfers, got a brutal battle going on the quarterback, and that's going to define our destiny. We have to see who wants it most. The crown jewel of the spring is the battle to replace Ty Simpson. We miss you, Ty. And it's a two-man drag race between redshirt junior Austin Mack and redshirt freshman Keelan Russell. Mack out the side, 6'6", and he got the system knowledge. He brought it over here from Washington. That's an edge. What if this is a real? I tell people, we don't start Keelan Russell. What if this system is complex? Maybe that's why Michael Penix did so well. He started learning it over in Indiana to go to Washington. Boom, had a great season. So don't be surprised if Mack Austin Mack gets the start. But Russell is a 5-star electrifying talent who you got to be paying a mint to keep him on the team. He put on 7 pounds already of muscle. So he's sitting at around 201 of pure dynamite. And speaking of muscle, people, I'm talking about there's some things been going on up here at the University of Alabama. Where's that doggone thing? We got people doing the most in the weight room. I think I had it up here somewhere. I'm showing that several people have picked up some pounds. I know that one of these, Xavier, there you go. People have been picking up some pounds thus far this year. Jamarian Latham, who's back for his senior season as a graduate student, he's picked up like 8 pounds of 270. Tight end Sam Marco, he's picked up some weight. Kevin Riley, he was the 191. He's picked up some weight to 198. Thank goodness for that. Yanze Pierre put on about 5 pounds. QB Reese, possibly one of our starting middle linebackers, but definitely one of our crucial pieces at linebacker. He picked up some weight. So people are definitely I can't confirm this is not old country buffet weight or golden corral weight. These guys are in the weight room, they're hitting it hard. This is my first time actually seeing Duke Johnson. He's I don't know if he's a redshirt freshman because I don't know if he played last year, but Duke Johnson picked up 7 pounds. He was not a small guy, but I think he's 6'4", so he's 232 now. And he shot this is the first media recording I've seen him saying anything about Duke Johnson. Because Duke was killing it over here at Georgia in high school. Not sure if he was a player of the year, but I know he was defensive player of his area when he was in the 11th grade and he had an injury. So maybe he's getting back into full swing of things. William Sanders, who's going to be battling for one of the guard spots, he's up 7 pounds to 315, as long as he can stay fleet of foot, because we're going to do different things out here this year with these guys. Even Connor Talty, the place kicker, put on 6. I hope there's muscle in his calf. Need that. But yeah, people are doing some big things up at the University of Alabama. They're hitting that doggone weight room. We getting it done. I can't wait to see how it all looks come this fall. Whoever we play will get monkey stomp. Tell you right now. Get ready for a beat down. I wouldn't take too many bets on that one. Far as the Tide losing, if you think what happened against FSU is going to happen this year, I think you're going to suffer great disappointment. Let me see how I can move this thing on down. So I got something else I want to show a little later. There it is. All right, hold that right there. Yeah. So Coach DuBois says that the competition is typical, but there's something nothing typical about the pressure that's being placed on the signal caller. Mac took first reps on the first day, but Russell is breathing down his neck. And we need one of those young men to grab the reins, man, and, never let go. Just stay relentless to the end and may the best man win. The offensive line is a total construction zone right now. I mean, after losing 9 bodies to the portal in the NFL, I would say 5 kind of went toward the NFL, 4 in the portal that I know of, leaving Michael Carroll as the lone returning starter. Yikes. Man, that's not good. That's not good. But we've brought in like a small army of portal hogs like Nick Brooks from Texas, an absolute mountain of a guy, 6'7", 339. But do he want that heat? And I guess they rode in the same car because he brought Ty Haywood. Ty Haywood is from Texas, but he came from Michigan to protect the blind side of our QB. It is unsettling to see so many new faces, up front, but the sheer size of these guys, they say it's pretty terrifying. Defensive coordinator is pretty terrifying for some of the defensive coordinators out there. They got a plan for these guys especially if they can move. But this unit, it has to gel fast because in SEC, if you can't pay the way for people like Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley, man, you're a sitting duck. And I refuse to watch our backs get stuffed by 3-man fronts again this year. Happen a lot, too much. And speaking of the backfield, Daniel Hill is the alpha dog. They say this man lost weight from 231 down to 230 something, down to 236. Yeah, dropped like 8 pounds. So he's going to be faster, and he never was slow. But watch out for the young bucks like A.K. Deere and early enrolled me Xavier Crowell, who has arrived on campus, and he's been, I think he got there in January, but hey, they say he's been tearing that weight room up already for 4 years, putting in that work. Now, we need that Bama Hammer run game to return to the glory days where we just line up and bully people into submission. It's still possible because this is the thing now. If you can do it now, especially now, we know people on the other side of the field, they ain't that dedicated to their team. They may not be dedicated to this team, but that has to do with our execution and their pain threshold. So the ground game isn't just a luxury. It's the lifeblood of the system of the season. On the defensive side, secondary is a major strength. Losing Dominique Jackson, Damani Jackson, but we really are returning both corners because Damani was rotating with Dijon Lee. He was a Fedman, and he got beat a lot. That's cool. Bray Hubbard and Keon Saab are coming back. They're limited with injuries, but having all the SEC experience in the back gives us freedom to be aggressive at the line of scrimmage. Xavier Brown is also nicked up, will not participate in the spring, but we all know he's the real deal at cornerback. This is projected to be definitely his last year at Alabama because he gave us 3 years of gold, man. I mean, he got 2 pick six. I mean, come on. We've had it, and he saved that game at Georgia in his freshman year. He was taking a beat in that game, but he saved the game at Georgia in his freshman year. So he's ready for the bright lights. Just got to get him healthy. We've added JUCO transfers and elite freshmen like Jyree Edwards. I'm telling you, this guy is serious. Serious. We're going to have a no-fly zone back there. Good luck throwing the ball past 7 yards. Just good luck to you. The biggest question mark on defense is in the linebacker room. We lost all 3 interior starters to the league. Yanzi Pierre. Oh, yeah, we lost, he's not on. Look at Quay Russo. He plays like a hybrid position, but he's more lineman than he was linebacker. But Yanzi Pierre is a leader now after the 8-sack season. He added 5 pounds of pure hate to his frame to become a true edge terror. We just want to keep him healthy. Don't want him to have to get dinged up like Quay did last year. And keep your eyes on the Virginia Tech quarterback, Caleb Woodson. They're saying this guy is a natural-born leader. He comes in with leadership ability, and he may, out of the portal, be named as a captain for this team. So the duo known as Duke and Luke Metz. Yeah. So you got Duke Johnson and Luke Metz. They came in the guy. These guys are special team demons last year. They were special teams demons last year. They did a lot of good things for us. We just really couldn't see them get on the field because we really didn't need them. But now it's time to shine. They're being thrust into a pressure cooker to prove that they can run Kane Womack's swarming defense. So, but we do have some tough news on the injury report. 5 key players, like I said, a couple of them, but they're currently sidelined or limited during these practices. Defensive lineman London Simmons, offensive lineman William Sanders, Danny Lewis Jr. are all missing the entire spring, I think, along with is it Dijon Lee and Xavier Brown. So DeBoer said, no, I think it's Hubbard's out. While DeBoer says that he'll be, not Dijon Lee, but Hubbard. DeBoer says that they'll be ready for the fall. This is a huge blow as far as chemistry and all that stuff, but who knows what we're going to do in the summer too. So they got time to piece it all together. And so many pieces. I mean, guys like Jeremiah Beeman and Edric Hill's time to step up and prove they belong in that rotation. Or they're going to get out. They're going to be put on the bench by guys who just showed up. But it's put up and shut up. I think they'll do fine. I saw some things out of both of them last year, just not very consistently because they went on the field. We had other people there. Quay, you had McGann, my man in the middle. You had Smith, so they couldn't get in as much, but it seemed like they should have been in. But hey, it's time to go now. It's go time. Got to figure it out, see who's going to do what before these bullets start flying. So got a message came in real quick. Roll Tide to you, DeBoo. Roll Tide to you. Going back out. So let's talk about this coaching blood, because Derek Nix is replacing the new coaching blood, replacing Jamarcus Shepard. That's a massive move. I did a video on it. Nix is an Alabama native with decades of SEC experience. He knows exactly what Roll Tide means to the state and the fan base. He has to fit into a culture that immediately, because we don't do rebuilding years, man. We do reloading years. So either it's there or it ain't there. We ain't rebuilding nothing. The Crips Tide got to just keep it going. So we got to watch Brian Ellis, who's transitioning from tight ends, quarterbacks. His job is to turn, Mac, or either I would say his job is to turn Russell and Mac into Heisman contenders overnight. And more importantly, his biggest job is to turn Austin Mack into a first-round draft pick. That's how that needs to look. He can't go first round, and he only played 1 year. Ty played 1 year. They said he'd be gone by third round. That's all I'm saying. Could be this offense. The pressure cooker is at maximum, because the national media is already doubting, with some predicting that another 4-loss season, which is blasphemy. I just think we'll have an upward trajectory. Even if we have 3 losses, we should not have 4. I think we get 2 additional wins, though, in my personal opinion. And I want every player on the field to feel that disrespect and use it as fuel. We have freshmen enrolling early, like Sadarian Morgan. Let me tell you something. Every time I see a picture of Sadarian Morgan, I do 100 crunches. Yep. I got you. Xavier Griffin, he out there gaining weight. They're getting their first taste of the Alabama standard. They need, I want them to realize that at Bama, we don't play just for bowl games. We're playing for crystal balls and championship rings. You know what I'm saying? Legacy, tradition, honor, and all the rest of that stuff. And the spring, man, is where, mental toughness is going to be forged, and all that heat of Bryant-Denny Stadium and all the practice fields and in the weight rooms. We have the talent, we have new blood, and we have, hunger, man, to prove that the dynasty isn't dead. It's just going to be reborn under something I like to call DeBoer domination. Now, the birds are chirping and the grass is smelling like fresh cut glory. And that means, it is spring again. And we got to talk about this depth chart, man. Many experts are already acting like they got the 2026 national championship ring on their finger because they're close to the program. These folks love to bloviate, man. They sit in the front row at practice for 5 minutes and they see one overthrown pass and they say, oh yeah, what? Keelan Russell wasn't looking good today because Austin Mack wasn't looking good today because one of his passes hit the man in the back. Suddenly, they're rewriting the entire depth chart. They're like this, 7-on-7 drill is like in March is like fourth quarter in the fall, and it's not. It's different. We're going to play that game a little bit. I just want to talk about what the depth chart does look like across the board. So we'll talk about the most important position. We did already, really, the quarterback. I think personally Austin Mack's going to get a shot, because the thing is, if he fails, he knows why he failed, and he probably still got another year where he can transfer. Because in 3 games, we'll know. And Keelan Russell takes over for the next 2 years. But what if Keelan Russell falls off? Do you want to get into alternating, rotating quarterbacks? I don't think you do. So we got Austin, front runner. He knows this system. I'm not saying it takes a long time to learn. Keelan Russell's been there for a while, but hard to beat all the reps that this man has gotten in the weight room, in the film room and the position room with Grubb, with DeBoer. Been a long time. But I think, and we also got some young guns out there, Taden Evan, Kawa, and Jet Tomler, true freshmen who are just waiting to get their chance to light up the 8-day game. And I think Jet Tomler was recently made a 5-star. So I don't know what happens. Does he sit there and wait, or does he get his stock up by playing at Alabama and dip? Even if he just dips one time, some of y'all still be mad. Because the truth is, the people that's really playing, they get out of there after one time. But moving to the backfield, Daniel Hill, redshirt sophomore, is looking absolutely shredded after losing some weight and working on that explosive burst. The media is busy trying to say, who we lost, but they haven't seen a lot of Kevin Riley or A.K. Deer. And not to mention, like I said, E.J. Crowell, I'm going to be releasing some of these films on our transfers. I'm doing the recruits from last year for this past class first. Some of his stuff is ridiculous. It's almost too good to be true, but it's the same thing I said about Lasir Brooks. I can say that E.J. Crowell's film looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. Even better than to me on the same level as Lasir Brooks's film. I couldn't believe it. Now we seeing it right now. On the outside, Ryan Coleman Williams is a junior. He's still that man. He's now number 1. And the Coleman, some people try to joke, say that man done took the name of his fiance. No, he took the name Coleman in respect given to his mother. So that's his business. He's joined by breakout speedster Lasir Brooks as a sophomore. NC State transfer Noah Rogers, who's going to be a redshirt junior, bring that veteran leadership we need, and hopefully both of them together can lead these others on to great things. Then we got, Rico Scott just been showing out. I mean, they thought he was going to transfer, but they say he's been doing a great job. He's feeling better these days. And like I said, Cedarian Morgan, they just don't see how Cedarian stays off the field in game 1, 2, 3 through 14 or 15, 16. How do you keep that? They don't know how you keep them off the field. So the big boys up front is where the games are won, and I talked enough about them. There's a lot of things to be decided with them. They got a lot of battles going on. We know Jackson Lloyd is the only one that's holding down that left tackle spot. And we just got a lot of people. We got to protect quarterback like jewelry. You know what I mean? And that transfer portal, I think we brought in 11 bodies. And I'm just saying, Ty Haywood didn't come to T-Town for the barbecue. He was supposed to be here earlier, but he decided to take that trip from Texas to Michigan, picked up that check. Now he's ready to win some games, especially if the coaching situation there's a problem. Michael Carroll was on that right side. I don't know if he'll try to battle for the left because, left side is that money side when it comes to tackle, but you need a right tackle too. While the interior, I know it's just going to be a real dogfight. William Sanders, the redshirt sophomore, Racine Delgatti, he was one of the highest rated centers in the country coming out of, I think it's Cal Poly to be exact. And you got Ethan Fields and a plethora of others that are going to be battling for that top spot. On the defensive side, we got something to make it up to do on that doggone defensive front. I think we're good we have players that have got experience at Alabama with Kane Womack, Jamarian Latham, London Simmons. They're going to come in with some experience, and like I said, Edric Hill and several others. But you got Mississippi State transfer Kendrick Bingley Jones, is a redshirt senior. You got some SEC experience. They're going to be absolute brick walls, man. I hope they can rotate 6 or 7 in the doggone defensive line, and really, I hope they can rotate another 10, 12. Not 10, 12. They're going to rotate another maybe 6 at linebacker just to keep everybody as fresh as possible. Some people playing 25 snaps and others getting 70 or whatever, but, just hope they can really mix it up. Now, when it comes to linebacker, in the wolf position, rather, you got Yanzi Pierre. He's there. He stayed. Thank God. He stayed because his backup dipped too last year. But he's going to be in every opposing quarterback's nightmares. He just is all season long. And Justin Hill is going to see significant time at that position, along with another guy coming in that they're looking at that position too. So I wanted more fire coming from that position last year. Yanzi was that fire. The backup wasn't that impactful as Yanzi was, but we're losing Quay, who had the experience. If Yanzi and Quay would have been able to play together the whole season, it may have added one more win to our total. At linebacker, the national media, they panicking. What we gonna do? Oh, what is Alabama gonna do? Well, Caden Jones, they said that he's that real deal dude. Kate Jones is a junior. He's already there. You got Virginia Tech, Kalen Wilson, who I already talked about. You know, both of those guys are projected to start in the middle. But QB Reese, redshirt sophomore, and Luke Metz, sophomore, and Duke Johnson, they out there putting in that work. Wouldn't it be a pleasure to be able to rotate about 5 guys? Like I said, you know, Duke and Luke out there getting maybe like 20 snaps a game, keeping a Caleb and Caden ready to go and getting that experience that Duke and Luke need for next year when they take over that middle. But the depth is just incredible. Xavier Griffin's coming in. It just proves the Alabama standard that, you know, for linebackers isn't really going anywhere. We just got to figure out who's going to be the person to call, who are going to be the signal callers. Need 1, 2, and 3 because people do twist ankles. And like I said, I would love to see 6 linebackers rotating up there all day, you know, in the middle so we can stay fresh. I mean, real fresh. I don't want to see people at the offensive line rotating 8 to 9 players. And with Coach Clem, I don't think we're going to see that happening. And like I said, the secondary is going to be a no-fly zone. Xavier Brown, lockdown corner. Everybody's scared to throw over there. You get lucky every once in a while, but you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. Keep throwing it on over there. Keep throwing it over there. Now, Dijon Lee, he took some bumps and bruises last year at 6'4". He made some plays too. Now that he done got that behind him, I only look forward to what he's going to do at 6'4". Dijon Lee, you know, Zay got beat his first year, and he helped save that Georgia win, and he kind of got that confidence. Look at what Zay is now. What if Dijon Lee steps to that next level? Man, I worry about the mental health for these opposing quarterbacks, but they can get on betterhelp.com. It is available. Bray Hubbard and Keon Saab, seniors in the back there, patrolling the safeties. Man, come on. Then you got Red Morgan at the Husky spot, and they got other people going to rotate in. But right there, I'm telling you, it's going to be a no-fly zone. Maybe Kay Womack can maybe blitz a little bit this year. So let them guys talk about what they see and don't see. It's going to change one week to the next. They got to keep the eyes on their pages and their websites and their videos as well. So let them bloviate until they're blue in the face. But we know the truth that it's all coming together. And before I get out of here, I got to say something about a special group of people. This softball team. If you are not keeping up with the ladies of the Diamond, the ones who wear the scripted A with pride, man, I told you too many times on this channel, the ladies will always be respected and they never will be neglected. I'm talking about absolute clinic being put on by Patrick Murphy and his squad. Over the last 8 days, the girls marched into Oxford, Mississippi, and they left that place in total silence after like sweeping the series against Ole Miss to open SEC play. I mean, they sitting at, unless they lost when I wrote this yesterday, they had 23-0, crushing the competition, proving that the standard in Tuscaloosa, it ain't changed, ain't nothing changing. The standard is the standard. It's a national standard. I told you, it goes from one end of the campus all the way to the other. It ain't just on the football field. That's the only way you're going to be true winners. We're ranked as high as number 4 in the nation, according to Softball America and the coaches poll, and in the coaches poll. And we're standing at the top of the SEC standings with a perfect 3-0 conference record. But it's going to get kind of bumpy. As today, Alabama is only one of 3 undefeated teams in college softball. The other 2 are Grand Canyon University and, of course, them people, Tennessee. Yeah, I know. Calm down. Now, can we talk about the masterclass that Coach Patrick Murphy has put on? In his 28th season, he's took a team up that was projected to finish 9th in the SEC preseason and turned them into a Pac-Man squad, just eating up everyone they path. He got a unit of veterans and new people and freshmen. I mean, the atmosphere is completely electric over there. If you get a chance to watch them or get a chance to go to the game, please check them out. This man has his 1,300 career win at Alabama, becoming the first coach in history to reach that milestone entirely inside of the SEC. Congratulations to you, coach. And he's not showing any signs of slowing down. The man didn't just rebuild; he reloaded with some tools. Man, I tell you, they need to go talk to the football team every practice. Have some like, how you guys let them know. I just met her 3 weeks ago, but I'm willing to go mow somebody down for this lady. The pitching circle is crazy. Jocelyn Brisky, 7-0 right now. This freshman phenom, Vic Moten, if you ain't seen her, she was the Alabama Gatorade Player of the Year. She stayed home and has been a total revelation, boasting and sparkling the ERA and strikeout numbers to make your head spin. And, you got Caitlin, I cannot pronounce her last name, and Brea Hodges, who are proving that depth and dominance are needed to just navigate this brutal schedule we got coming against us. And the Lumber, oh, man, I'm going to just say it like this. I can't hit no ball like that. If I do, I'm going to the hospital. We started off the season by tying the program record with 7 home runs in a single game against Villanova, and we haven't stopped that power surge. Alexis and Abby, they are anchoring the lineup, driving in runs at a historic pace. They are accounting for nearly 30% of last year's entire home run total in just the first month of playing. Audrey Vandergriff is setting the tone at the top of the order, showing speed and power, and he's an All-American threat every single time she steps up to the box. She's like the Crimson Tide Lou Brock. The experts are finally starting to wake up and smell the roses. National media is pointing at our road sweeps over Georgia Tech. Florida State is proof that the 23-0 start isn't just luck, it is elite execution. And the analysts, they are marvel at the improved efficiency and high leverage innings that we have. Refusing to blink. We won some tight games just as easily as we won some run rule games. We've been putting people away, putting them to sleep. Historically speaking, this is the 5th best start in program history. So we got to keep this up. We're witnessing something special here, folks. So everybody stay locked in because it's just getting started. So we're setting records. We're taking names. And we're, doing it with that traditional Crimson Tide swagger that makes the rest of the country nervous. I like that. We got that stampede factor over there running, man, through the veins of that team. They're ready to crush everybody. Everybody. Gymnastics is making their move. We'll talk about that maybe next week sometime, but I had to say something about those ladies. I had to talk about the ladies. I won't be disrespecting the ladies, but I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to flip out of here. We want to talk about gymnastics and close this one out for tonight. And I want to thank everybody for joining me here today. Smack that subscribe button. Appreciate everybody who decided to watch the rewatch, the replay. I know people can't catch me all the time at Tuesday at 7, but I ain't changing. But I get enough views from you guys coming and check me out whenever. So flick that notification bell. Catch me live because I want to get more interactive with my people going forward. And you'll know when I go live or when I drop a video because that's what's most important around here. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it on out and just remind everybody going forward, always remember, roll, tide.
No matter I'm coming. No matter I'm coming. Yo. Check the blueprint, Tuscaloosa's the foundation. We birthed a nation, the best cause a nationwide evacuation. The sea was the proving ground, the standard we set high. Saw Henry and Ingram touch the Heisman sky. They handed out the stiff arm, it was more like a smash. Made that whole damn curve look like absolute crap. We talk 4,000 yards, talk 40 touchdowns deep. You thought you had the angle, but you fell fast asleep. Derrick Henry stepped up, 6'3" and 247. A freight train out of hell, sent straight from football heaven. He didn't sidestep, nah, he came to stomping pound. Defenders caught the pain as his cleats tore up the ground. Mark Ingram was the first, the comeback stick of dynamite. Dallas and the birds, fueled by that championship. He ran through the middle, put his shoulder in your ass. If you weren't on the ground, you were running out of gas. Blow through your chest. Trapping them from Barron's backfield bees. Henry Kane stomping like hill on wheels. Heisman in hand, breaking bones with steel. 2KRC, got wrecked. Too many men, still not enough to check. Blowing through your chest, no damn regrets. We run through pain, leave turf and sweat. Blowing through your chest, no time to rest. Blowing through your chest, we smash and flex. Too damn strong, too damn complex. Blowing through your chest, we stomp the best. This ain't finesse, it's a damn conquest. Ingram ran low, compact with black. Heisman first, made history last. Saving spark, pounded with pride. Made the whole damn nation feel that time. Blowing through your chest, no damn regrets. We run through pain, leave turf and sweat. Blowing through your chest, no time to rest. Alabama backs put fear in your bed. Blowing through your chest, we smash and flex. Too damn strong, too damn complex. Blowing through your chest, we stomp the best. This ain't finesse, it's a damn conquest. Najee flew high.